everyone, today I'm bringing you a few recipe ideas which are some that I like to go to, especially when I'm feeling a little under the weather. They're fairly quick and easy, really comforting, all made from scratch using fresh ingredients, so they're packed full of goodness to fuel your body with the nutrition it needs. A great option for breakfast is this creamy coconut and banana porridge. For this, first add half a can of coconut milk to a small pan with half a cup of water on a low heat. Leave that to gently simmer whilst you slice up half a banana, then take the other half of the banana and mash it up until smooth in a bowl. Then add that to the pan along with half a cup of oats and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Keep stirring it well to make sure that it doesn't stick to the pan and let it warm through for around 10 minutes. Serve that up whilst it's still nice and hot. Top it with the other half of the banana that you'd sliced up. Drizzle over some almond butter and add on some flaked almonds, though you could honestly top it with anything you like. Some fresh strawberries, raspberries or blueberries would also be really tasty. This is a good one for sore throats. It's really creamy and smooth, easy enough to eat, but it's also packed full of energy. It's really filling, and the coconut milk and the banana gives it the most amazing sweet flavour, but it's not too sickly. Soup is something I always like to have big batches of when I'm sick. So this is my carrot, red pepper and ginger soup. First, roughly dice 1 white onion and add that to a pan with 1 teaspoon of olive oil on a medium heat. Cook the onions down until they're soft and then mince in 3 cloves of garlic and fry that off too. Next, add in 1 tablespoon of fresh grated ginger. Chop up 4 peeled carrots and then add those to the pan. Cook those off as well before then chopping up 2 sweet red peppers and add those to the pan along with 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Stir everything together well and let that cook for a few minutes before then adding in 1.5 pints of vegetable stock and season it well with black pepper. Bring that up to a gentle boil and then turn down the heat and place the lid on, leaving it to simmer for around 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, transfer it over to a food processor and blend it up until smooth. Place it back in the pan to heat it through again before serving, and you could just have this on its own or with some bread or toast. I topped mine with some paprika and some pumpkin seeds for added flavour, but you could add anything you like, and I had some toasted rye bread with mine. It's a really lovely smooth soup with incredible flavour from the carrot and the red pepper, but the ginger just gives it a bit of a kick. It's a great ingredient for healing, and it also helps with sickness, colds and flu. You can't beat a good old jacket potato when you're ill, and this one is a cheese and broccoli loaded jacket potato. For this, first preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, then wash and prick 1 large potato and place that in the oven for 45 minutes to bake. In the meantime, cut up half a small head of broccoli into florets and steam those until they're nice and soft. Once they're done, heat up a batch of cheese sauce. The recipe for this is linked below, and this is something I always have handy in my fridge or freezer. Once that's warmed through, add in the steamed broccoli and stir it together really well. Remove the potato from the oven, slice it open and then fill it up with the cheesy broccoli mixture. I topped mine with some fresh chopped parsley, but you could also finish it with some grated vegan cheese. You could also then place it back in the oven so it's twice baked, or you could just finish it with some black pepper. Again, this takes no time at all to put together. It's packed full of goodness, especially with the broccoli and the carrots in the cheese sauce. It's just a really comforting, easy to eat meal. You could also make this with cauliflower instead of the broccoli, so it's like a cauliflower cheese jacket potato. You could even add in peas if you wanted. Again, this makes 2 portions, and you can even use the leftovers as a pasta sauce. Classic beans on toast is another sick day favourite of mine, but this one is my baked beans on avocado toast. To make the baked beans, first chop up 2 large tomatoes and then in a small pan add 1 teaspoon of olive oil, 1 large tablespoon of tomato paste and 2 cloves of garlic. Fry that off for a few minutes before adding in the chopped tomatoes. Instead, you could use a tin of chopped tomatoes. Stir it really well and then season it with salt and black pepper. Then add in half a cup of boiling water and 1 can of rinsed drained cannellini beans. Give that a really good stir together and then let it bubble away for around 20 minutes. In the meantime, you can toast some bread. Again, I just use rye bread, and then take half an avocado, mash it up in its shell, Spread that onto the toast once it's done, and then add the baked beans on top and season it with black pepper. I also love adding on some vegan Worcester sauce to give my beans a bit of a kick. This is something I've always had when I'm not very well, and again it's just really comforting, quick and easy to make. It keeps you full. This actually makes 2 portions of beans, so you can have the same again the next day, or you can even have it on a jacket potato. And the last one is a soothing drink, which is this healing turmeric milk. First, heat up 1 cup of almond milk in a small pan on a low heat, stirring it so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Next, add in 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, a good grating of nutmeg, and a pinch of black pepper. Give it another good stir. You might also want to use a whisk to mix it together really well, and then once it's hot, pour that out into a cup. I also like to stir a cinnamon stick through mine too, and I make this milk all the time, but I now actually add the black pepper in as it's supposed to help with better absorption of the turmeric and the other spices. It's also just really soothing and healing for coughs and sore throats, and it's a good one for us ladies when it's that time of the month as well. I just love drinking it before I go to bed. I hope you found these recipes helpful for those days where you're not feeling too great, and as always they will be written up in the description box below. You can catch up on my previous video on the left and also subscribe to my channel on the right. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!